We have a very soggy setup for this Sunday, and as we take a look here, this blob of rain moved in overnight. It's been raining all morning long, and it is not going anywhere, folks. In fact, we will see periods of rain that could be heavy, indicated in the orange and the yellow and the reds. But as we put the clock in motion and we go to about 11, you'll notice right in pretty much all of Central Florida seeing a lot of this rainfall throughout the day and even in the overnight hours. So if you do get a break from the rain, it's going to be followed by more rain, so don't be fooled out there.
The best bass anglers in the world have assembled here for a historical day for the Bass Pro Tour Stage 1 pull here in Kissimmee. Thanks to our good friends.
What's this day like for you?
Well, this is history being made.
It's historical. It is. I was there from day one at Lake Amistad. We showed up with 24 anglers and that idea.
This is something that all of us have really dreamed about.
And here we are.
These 80 anglers here, not only the best anglers, but great ambassadors for a sport that's really means a lot to our country. It's a great honor for all of us.
Never before seen and one of a kind, this MLF Bass Pro Tour.
Let's do it. On 3, 2, 1.
First cast of many's with the Bass Pro Tour here in Kissimmee.
Also, that north wind will be gusting up near 25 miles per hour, blowing this rain around, and that's going to happen pretty much overnight as well. We won't see some clearing until about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. You'll notice that clearing happens from west to east tomorrow.
Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be dumping its head off at 3 a.m.
And take off. And then don't. Well, last time I
Hey,
looked,
95% at 6 a.m. Guess what? 100% at 10 a.m., 100% at 2 p.m., 100% at 5 p.m., 100% at 9 p.m., 100% at 1 a.m. You ain't gonna have a drop not hitting your head tomorrow.
No, it's gonna be going. It's coming down.
And then guess what? It's gonna blow north-northwest 14 sustained. And if you've never been on a big lake like Kissimmee, does it get nasty?
Oh yeah, it gets real out there.
Yeah, it does.
It's gonna be real anyways with just the
it's just awesome.
rain.
You know, it's
alone.
awesome for fishing though. I mean,
It can be.
Oh no,
really
I
good.
just love it. I love like rolling in 4.5 footers into pads and trying to flip them. You know what I'm saying?
That's the deal, huh?
Yeah, that's the deal.
That's the juice.
You got to find the 4 footers.
You're good. That's good.
For the last minute prep, you try to get that stuff knocked out before it gets dark, but just always how it is. You never have everything fully done before practice starts, especially not before a tournament. Let me grab one thing. So I'll start these on. Options, avionics.
Do you have any fond memories of being down here in Florida, in the Kissimmee chain in particular, this area?
On the St. Johns River in north central Florida, but I remember driving down in my truck, you know, getting about 100 miles out, and I'd start seeing these big billboards, "Welcome to the bass capital of the world." Man, I was just shaking.
Couldn't wait.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, every fisherman dreams to get to come to Florida someday and fish for the big whoppers.
Similar feelings this morning as you were driving in, right?
Yes, sir.
So how many big bass?
I don't know. Mine's the biggest. It's hanging on the wall in there, 14 pounds. Mine's the very top one.
So it was a little over waist deep, and so he was hung in the grass. So I got over there and found the line and followed it down, and it was like putting my hand on that table. And I got around to his mouth, and it was a 13-pound bass.
It's one of the best fisheries in North America.
There's plenty of stories from this lake, I guess. A lot of big fish. And I guess it's always been the top 10 bass lakes in the country, supposedly.
Here is Lake Toho. Nobody can pronounce the real name. I think it's Tohoku-Kalija, so they call it Toho. Simple as that. And so that's pretty big sized. Then you have a canal that goes into Cypress. You got Cypress Lake right here. Then you got Hatch and Haw, which is pretty solid. And then you have Kissimmee, which is even bigger than all bigger than all the other lakes. And then you got Tiger that you can get into. If I had to give myself advice, for this week, it would just to be like, you know, be level-headed, you know, and prepare for the conditions. You know, weather is everything in Florida, and I think that's what I'm trying to sort of make sure I'm ready for. You know, calm down, take your time. You can go through an area and not necessarily find the right place if you're going too fast. There's like going to be a really you know, important part. You don't want to go too slow, but you don't want to go too fast where you miss things. So I think that's going to be a big thing. Paying attention to the wind is going to be huge. But I think the biggest thing ultimately is just patience.
Breaking those rainfall records is something we'll continue to watch. What you definitely can plan on is a lot of water out there ponding on the roadway, so just be careful. You can also count on the wind and the rain and all these conditions making the boating conditions very hazardous out there. So you have small craft advisories in place until 4 o'clock Monday afternoon. So it's just really not ideal conditions to be out there on the water.
Periods of rain, high 59. Winds north at 15 to 25 mile an hour. Chance of rain, 100%. This right here is where you separate the men from the boys. Simple as that. Might be wondering why we're out here. It's cold, it's rainy, it's windy, getting up so early. You know, really, this is so important. Today is our practice day, our full practice day. We have a day and a half to figure them out. We have 5 lakes to figure it out on. And even though I haven't figured them out today, I'm still eliminating water. You know, a buddy of mine, Scotty Martin, he always said, look, in practice, all you need is 15 minutes of good luck and finding that right place. So I'll have 10-hour days where I don't carry catch very much, but then when I find that one place, that's all I need to do well in the event.
I checked the weather, and I knew that it was going to be raining, and I knew it was going to be kind of cold. Well, typically in Florida, rain and cold is not good. I knew that it wasn't really going to be on fire. You know, you drive to Florida, you drive past all these lakes. They got lily pads and Kissimmee grass and whatever, all this beautiful kind of vegetation on the banks. Well, that's fine. Well, they ain't in it. They ain't up there. The main reason they go up shallow is when they're wanting to spawn, you know, and get on bed and stuff. So I just knew that wasn't going to be the deal. I didn't practice that way. Well, I wanted to find some fish that were kind of relating to current, because typically you can find fish that are like piled up in current because they're feeding. You know, it was in an obvious place, but it was a spot within a spot. You know, I graphed them and I seen them on one little part of it. I fired in there, hooked one like 4.5 pounds, come off. Spit up a big shiner, and I went, yeah, they're feeding down there. I said, I'll get another bite here in a minute. Threw right back in there. Catch one about 3.5. Throw right back in there. Shook him off. So, all right, that's pretty good. If I don't find anywhere else that's better, I'm gonna start here.
Meteorologist Tom Sorrells, thanks for clicking over to check out the weather here on clickorlando.com. Big cold front coming in tonight, but I don't think it's going to rain. Maybe a sprinkle or a spritz, that's about it. Just a little bit of cloud cover and colder air.
Man, it's not that cold, Mark.
Bro, we in Florida, bro.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, this. Here you go.
Yeah, man, that's no good.
You see your breath?
Hey, low key, I'm cold right now. I'm bundled up pretty legitimately.
Hey, has your kneecaps ever been cold?
Yeah, it started hurting
Hey, the
yesterday.
tops of my kneecaps are hurting right now because they're cold. I ain't playing.
I ain't never heard nobody say that.
No, I ain't playing.
But you know, yesterday I got wet. I was
the kneecaps.
I was a little wet. So when when you step down on off the deck, I could feel it in my knees. I was like, dang.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, part of that just me getting hella old, but.
What was that sushi spot they were talking about last night?
Man, look, I'm either down for sushi or Panda Express.
That Panda Express worked just fine for me. It's right up the street.
Panda?
Panda. We could damn near walk there.
Stop over at Panda.
What? We're taking off at 7:15 in the morning, correct?
Yeah.
7, I believe.
7.
Lines in at 7:30.
Yep, correct. Holy smokes. And now that them boys left, so now we have an opportunity to talk some fishing. Today, how was practice? Well, I had one bite until about 11 o'clock, and then I got on a little bit of something, but nothing really that solid. I had a couple might have been big ones though. So this is the thing. So all of practice I've been trying to make what I would call, you know, finding a group of fish or numbers work, and I just haven't been able to make it happen. And you know, sometimes, and I still think that's probably how it's gonna be won, whether it's gonna be in the grass or it's gonna be in current. That's probably how it's gonna be won. So, but later this afternoon, I had to pick up a big weight and a punching stick and go punch. And that's how I've always done well here in the past. But you know, with every fish counting, I didn't feel like it was going to be something that was going to be worthwhile to do when ultimately, you know, you needed every fish you could possibly catch. When you had 5 fish limit, punching would be a pretty good method to catch big ones. So I couldn't get any bites on everything that I was throwing for the most part, and I ultimately decided to go punching, and I got 7 bites. And I think a couple of them I could see 4 or 5 pounders. So, you know, that my goal is tomorrow. You know, we're gonna have up-to-date leaderboard, which is called Score Tracker. That's gonna allow us to really understand what's going on and if the fish are biting in a certain period. And if you're not getting bit, you probably need to move. So, but that's also gonna mess with a lot of people's heads. So this is the first, you know, Bass Pro Tour event for Major League Fishing. And so a lot of these guys have not fished this format. So going from the conventional way of 5 fish to every fish counts over 1 pound can really mess you up. It messed me up in practice, no doubt. But I think ultimately you have to look at like the way you fish and what you find success on. That's your style. That's what you have confidence in. And so that's what I had to fall back to later today. And, you know, it got some more confidence back in that technique. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We have multiple days. And the other crazy thing about this format is literally you could have a horrible day 1 and not catch a bass. But you could come back, because since every fish counts, you could have a great day 2 and come back and make the cut and then ultimately win the event later on, because the weight's 0 after 2 days. So I don't know what's going to happen, but ultimately we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to find out if we can catch a couple of them big ones. So it's sort of crazy. The start of a new year, start a new tour, start of just like new opportunities. This is it. I mean, this is the you don't we're gonna look back at this day and be like, dang, I was there. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna be like, right now you don't see the significance of what's happening in the industry. Like, it's easy. It's easy to just like overlook things, but I truly feel like that, 5, 10, 15 years from now, we're gonna look at this and be like, man, like we made an impact on the sport. We did something to better not only ourselves, but all the other anglers that are coming behind us. And that's what's like, there's one thing about winning tournaments and competing, but ultimately trying to make the sport better. I think that's what everybody that's here and fishing right now in this event is all about. Pulling the rope in the same direction for a better cause. I truly feel that way. Just crazy to think about, though.
Throughout your days, but to watch what has taken place in this sport over the course of the last couple of years, to see this idea talked about and then spawned and now hatched on this beautiful day. Marty, I start with you. What's this day like for you?
Historical. It is. I was there from day one at Lake Amistad, and we showed up with 24 anglers and that idea. And then the next thing you know, we look here and we're in 2019, and here we are. It's historical.
These 80 anglers here, not only the best anglers, but great ambassadors for a sport that's really means a lot to our country. It's a great honor for all of us.
Never before seen and one of a kind, this MLF Bass Pro Tour.
On 3, 2, 1, let's do it. Woo!
The first cast of many with the Bass Pro Tour here in Kissimmee.
One pound, 3 ounces.
What? 1 pound, 3 ounces, baby. Yeah. Oh, you suckers. That's the dang truth. That's crazy. First one. We got us one. Googan bait's a little Slim Shake black and blue. Just firing it out there, letting it fall. Trying to see if I can get a bite off some of these little places. Letting this sort of go down through the current, sort of sway, the current sort of take it down like it just real natural presentation. There's one. Like that.
£1 pound, 5 ounces.
Agreed. Just like that. Yeah, that's awesome. Got, I think we're in about like top 10 right now. Had a pretty good morning, early morning. I went back down to some of my flipping stuff that I want to go flip, and I got some bites yesterday, flipping a little bandita bug. And so I'm just gonna go down through here and sort of see if I can't get a bite or two.
20 pound 3, and you're in 8th with 16.11, and then Dave Lefebvre with